In July of this year, I received a diagnosis for breast cancer. I'd had a lump in my armpit for a couple of years, of which I'd been told was a cyst. I was told it was a cyst by my GP, and this is the first time I had cancer was when I was 15, and I had Ewing sarcoma, of which I'm on a yearly follow-up for down at the hospital in London. I had my lump taken out as a cyst in a day clinic, and then it got sent off, and it came back that it was they were telling me it's secondary breast cancer. So obviously that's a big deal when you've already had cancer at the age of 15. So twice by the age of 37 was quite difficult. So I was told it was secondary breast cancer, so they needed to look for the primary cancer lump, which they were saying was in my breast, or possibly in my lungs or liver. So I was very anxious at that point. They didn't find a primary lump, so I got told that that lump in my armpit was the primary source, so the story got better. I then had surgery to remove what hadn't been taken out in the day clinic, and 5 lymph nodes taken out, and then I had 15 days worth of radiotherapy, which I finished about 3 weeks ago. I self-referred myself to the Neil Cliff Centre to see the counsellor there, and I knew to access that service because I'd seen them before with my Ewing sarcoma. So I have the support of the Neil Cliff Centre. Initially, because I have other health issues and my cancer from my adolescence, I really thought at the first instance that my oncologist down in London, because I trust him so much, I thought that he would be, oh, well, you've got cancer again, come back to me and I'll sort you out. So I was a bit, not upset, but a bit, he's very much made it clear that he was a sarcoma specialist and that I needed to see a breast specialist, which was fine. So then at least I thought there would be some consultation between my new breast care oncologist and my consultant in London. But I had to kind of push for that communication. I think there's been a few letters exchanged, just sort of updating each other on the information, but I would have preferred more of a holistic approach to dealing with my 2 cancer diagnoses rather than them being kept as 2 different strands. When you get a cancer diagnosis, you're termed as disabled, so I knew that there was certain things you can get access to. I'd also lost my job very shortly after being diagnosed with breast cancer, so I know that Macmillan is out there to support giving you benefits advice. So just from my cancer experience, I do know what's out there, and I also was already familiar with the Neil Cliff Centre. But if I hadn't have had that previous experience, I don't think I would have particularly known where to go and who to ask for help. Before I had my breast cancer diagnosis this year, I found my health not difficult to manage, but it took a lot of work for going to have to GPs to get prescriptions, for going for 6 weekly blood tests for my thyroid. I had radioiodine treatment on my thyroid, so having to do that. I also had to go for kidney blood tests and go back down to London for. So it's a lot to administrate, and I was almost finding it too much. And then breast cancer comes along, and it's like a full-time job at the moment. It's like a full-time job just trying to sort out, and everything's all at different timings. So now my breast cancer treatment's finished, I'm focusing more on my thyroid, but come January I've got all my nephrology appointments. So it's a hard thing to, and I don't know, work-wise, going back to work, hopefully when the tiredness and I get my life more on an even keel, that I will be able to work and administer them all at the same time. But at the moment it's just taking up all my time to sort all this out. As soon as you get a cancer diagnosis, then you're sort of whizzed through and they know exactly what to do for you and when to do it, and that you need your scans on this day and when you have your appointments. But it was all a very quick process, and then just because I'm coming to the end of it now, I'm kind of teetering on the edge, thinking, well, I've got this 6 weekly follow-up and then a yearly follow-up, but I would have liked a bit more of a, not a weaning off, but a bit more support post-treatment, really. And I'm not sure what that involves, but I've sorted out, I'm going on the Moving Breast Cancer Care Moving Forward course, which I've initiated myself, so hopefully that will provide me with some information.